fellow walking along. Is that supposed to be me? I don't think so. Now, Moral Maze, how moral are we this week? Not very, but we discuss all sorts of issues that maybe don't require or demand a full segment on a show. Certainly wouldn't be discussed anywhere else on Canadian TV, and, well, we'll talk about them here, because that's what we do. Chantal Jones from Campaign Life Coalition joins us now. Now, you apparently have a crush on someone called Matt Burke.
I have.
And because I'm a soccer fan and really don't understand North American sport, who is he?
Well, Matt Burke is a retired NFL player. He played for the Baltimore Ravens. He won the Super Bowl last year, and he is a completely pro-life Catholic sportsman.
Is there a photo? Did we just show a photo of him? I wasn't looking.
It doesn't matter
He's a
what
bit
he
old
looks
for
like.
you, isn't he?
My goodness, he is completely pro-life and sticks to the point like no tomorrow. He doesn't care what anybody thinks, and he is going to make his point very clear. A couple weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago, President Obama, first president in history, sitting president in history to address a Planned Parenthood conference. And at the end of his big speech and his, proud remarks of Planned Parenthood, he says, "God bless Planned Parenthood."
God bless Planned. Now, just to give some context, Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, thought that black people shouldn't really exist in the world.
Yeah.
She was a eugenicist, believed in social engineering, mental handicap, physical handicap. These people should be destroyed.
Absolutely.
She was, and beyond the social engineering of some people, George Bernard Shaw, Sidney and Beatrice Webb, who weren't racist as such, she detested the black race, as she said.
Absolutely.
And there's Barack Obama saying, "God bless Planned Parenthood."
Well, Matt Burke is disgusted by the whole idea of it. He doesn't come out saying he's disgusted by it, though. Last week, the Baltimore Ravens, like every sports team who's won the Super Bowl in history, gets invited to the White House and to shake hands with the Prime Minister. They shoot the breeze, whatever it is. Sorry. President. And, wouldn't he be Prime Minister? And what Matt Burke, who, along with some other players, couldn't make it for whatever reason, Matt Burke was asked, well, why didn't you go? He says, well, I didn't want to go. And he, again, repeats what happened at Planned Parenthood. And he says, I'm confused. I have no idea why the president would send a blessing to a place that kills, hundreds of thousands of babies. And so he says he will not go to the meeting.
Well,
he
good
says
for him, I suppose. But look, I can understand a president being agnostic on the issue, lukewarm, but to actually aggressively say, and to use the God bless, which is really a slap in the face for all of those people.
And that's what Matt Burke says. He says he respects the presidency. He has no problem supporting it. But, someone who blesses the group that, kills so many children, so many lives, destroys families, he won't put up with it. He's a brilliant guy. He's a graduate of Harvard, has a degree in economics. I mean, he's not coming from a stupid place.
Calm down, Lady Willie, for goodness sake. He's married. He's twice your age. Speaking of misusing terminology, OECTA, Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association. They're in Ontario. I suppose they're English. Most of them are teachers, not all.
Yeah.
They ain't Catholic. Many of them are anti-Catholic. They're holding a conference now.
Yes.
All this public money, they're paying for speakers to come in, 3 speakers. Again, these speakers are radical. They're against church teaching. Look, it's an in-house issue. If they want to bugger about with church teaching and deny it. But why do we have a separate system? Why are we giving them taxpayers' money if they're not Catholic at all? Why do we have 2 systems if one of them is no longer Catholic?
I don't understand this at all. The 3 speakers that are coming out, one of them is the founder of War Child Canada, another one's a CBC contributor. I don't know what these people really have contributed to society.
Well, some of them may have done some good work, but it's not specifically Catholic work, is it?
As Catholic endeavors go, I don't know exactly what they've done, but in all 3 of their independent works, they've come out aligning themselves with gay activists. They've come out aligning themselves with pro-choice followers. One of them says that the way to end wars in this world is by allowing women to have reproductive rights. God knows what that says to teachers in this world who are then going to pass this along to students. I mean,
what's the logic of that? So if we have more abortions, we won't have people like Hitler and Stalin.
Absolutely, of course.
Okay.
Those are exactly the points that they try to make, and which have absolutely no logic contributed to them. What confuses me about this whole thing is that OECTA's come out and said this will challenge the way that you think about society and problems in it, which I completely agree it'll completely challenge, but as grown adults, teachers in OECTA should do this on their own. But what we should be doing with these teachers is forming them in a way that they can teach Catholic.
Look, OECTA has nothing to do with teachers. Catholic teachers, Catholic education in Ontario, and this is where all the emails start to come in, but I stand by it. I would be surprised if more than 15, 20% at most ever go to mass. They live together, they contracept, some abort, maybe gay, maybe not. They don't believe in church teaching. They're good teachers, most of them, but they're not good Catholics.
I mean, I think
the Union, even less. I mean, the Union, it's old, lefty, heavy metal. They're dinosaurs. They cling on to their public money. They're terrified of losing the separate system, not because they think they'll lose Catholicism. They'll lose their jobs. The teachers will still be there, but suddenly there won't be two tiers of union leadership.
Absolutely, and I don't know exactly how to solve this problem.
No, I
mean, I wish there was a way to make align all teachers, all of their teachings, all of their beliefs, but unfortunately, I'm a product of the system. I've heard the worst of it, but I've also met the best of it.
There are some good teachers,
and I have gained, in some way, some faith formation along that system.
You may do, but it's hit and miss, and
absolutely, and that's my biggest issue with it. It's
scrap public education, give money back to parents, let them decide if they want to send their children to a Catholic school, to a Protestant school, to a gay school, to a fat school, to whatever they can. Mumbai to ban lingerie mannequins as anti-rape measure.
It's one of these weird things, like, how do we solve this problem? Let's avoid the root of it. Let's just kind of manipulate things. Out in Mumbai, it's a terrible situation. I mean, you know about the schoolgirl that was beaten, raped
Rape
on
culture
a bus.
in South Asia, beyond Pakistan, in India too, in Hindu India too, it is a problem, a major problem.
A big problem, and we need to get to the bottom of all of this. But Delhi's policy, I don't know exactly what they have in mind. Mumbai is saying, all their city councillors got together, and there was overwhelming support for banning mannequins that are scantily clad, you know, barely any clothes on.
It may be degrading to women to dress mannequins like that, but it's a cosmetic issue. It doesn't go to the heart of what enables and empowers men to believe that they can use women.
And this is my issue with it. Have we looked really what aggravates rapists, what provokes rapists, what really at the bottom of this is a psychological, social issue? How do we solve that? I don't think that it will solve any issues. I mean, if you look at the Middle East, there are no women scantily clad. We don't have mannequins. But there are still rapes occurring. So, I mean, obviously, rapist mentality is a lot
there's
more.
Rape, but certainly there's a degradation of women. There's a placing of women based on misogyny where they're not treated with
absolutely,
equality.
and that's what kind of this is passing on to. I mean, let's get rid of the mannequins. Does it change the degradation of women in India? Absolutely not.
But I have heard that several of the mannequins are now joining OECTA, and they're going to run for president, and at least one of them has certainly more common sense than the current leadership.
But Governor Matt Burke won't allow it.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day, Michael.